The Department of Plant Pathology was actually formed by necessity. Back in the late 1880s, the power of the Mississippi River was harnessed at St. Anthony Falls, and that power was used to grind grain into flour. So by 1880, about 70% of all the farmland in Minnesota and in the Dakotas was planted in wheat or other cereals. So the mills at St. Anthony were the economic engine that drove the whole region. Those mills produced flour, the flour was exported, so it was a huge value-added economy, and it depended upon the steady flow of grain. And then about 1887, they started having very severe epidemics of wheat stem rust. And they sort of knew what caused it. They knew it was caused by a microorganism, but they didn't know much about it. But it kept crashing the economy. In other words, they'd have these big epidemics, they wouldn't have enough grain, they'd have to close down the mills. So what happened was in 1904, they had some very, very severe epidemics. And finally it got to the point where you couldn't open any new land to the west to grow wheat. So now the problem became, we can't outrun it. What do we do? How do we control it? And then that translated into some political action, which got a senator from Minnesota, Senator Nelson, in Washington to get a revision of the Morrill Act to get some money into Minnesota to form essentially what was a Department of Plant Pathology. Nelson got the money and brought it back to the University of Minnesota and said, okay, now form a Department of Plant Pathology and deal with this wheat stem rust thing. So it was built out of economic necessity because it's an applied science. It responds to crisis.